Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Rachel. If you are not new here, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get this quick, easy, beachy, wavy look. This is basically like my go-to hairstyle. I've been doing it for years. This is also like a base hairstyle. So this is the hairstyle I do when I pick my hair up in a pony for a wedding, or if I do like a low messy bun. This just kind of gives it some texture. So I just want to share this with you. It's really easy. It took me less than 10 minutes. And once you get the hang of it, it just comes really naturally. So let's get started. So my hair was air dried and I just kind of quickly passed the Dyson over it just to make sure everything was completely dry, because that's super important. If it's a little bit wet or kind of like damp, it won't hold the curl that well. So you always want to make sure, especially down here, like at the root, that everything is really, really dry. And then the one thing that I always spray in before I use heat is heat protectant. So whether it be on wet hair or dry hair, this one I like for dry hair. This is a Living Proof Restore Instant Heat Protection. And so I'm just going to spray that all over. All right, now that that's sprayed, I am going to separate my hair. And like I said in my old video, basically nobody has time to sit there and do layer by layer. So I always like to just start my separation by my eyebrows. So I'm just going to start making a line from my eyebrows down and then tie it up. So I always point my iron down. I'm just gonna grab a little piece of hair, pointing my barrel down, wrapping it around, and I'm going to leave the end out. No, that didn't make sense. I'm going to leave the end off of the barrel. So then I'm gonna hold it a little bit so that it cools in my hand and then release. And I know this looks super weird, but it won't look that weird, I promise. So now I'm gonna grab the opposite piece and wrap towards my face. So basically I'm going to alternate pieces, wrapping away from my face and towards my face, and that's gonna give it kind of that beachy, voluminous look. So I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. So I just finished this side and I'm not really going to run my fingers through it. I kind of want to let the curls sit like that. I know it looks like quinceañera curls, but I promise this is not the end result. I'm gonna let it cool like that just because it's going to hold a little bit better later. So I'm just gonna put that behind my shoulder and then do the exact same thing on this side. So one thing that I do want to mention is I always try to leave a little bit of separation in between the hair strands when it's on the barrel. And the best way I can explain that is make it look like a candy cane, like the red and white stripes, just because when you do, it gives your hair that nice shape that we're looking for. And if you do it too close together, it almost looks like a Susie Q curl, like very just like bouncy, curly curl. And we're going for kind of like an undone, messy wave. So now that that part is done, I'm going to separate everything except this like top layer up here. So I'm just gonna go in and kind of separate my bangs and this top layer. So let that loose, making sure that I don't get like the actual bang here. So I'm just gonna lift this piece up and then do the same thing over here. All right, and just brush. So you wanna make sure the curled part stays behind your shoulders. And this time I'm gonna start from the back and move my way forward. And if you mess up on the way the hair is alternating, like I just put two pieces facing away from my face, it's okay, it's not a big deal. This is again just for like volume and pieciness. So when I start getting to these pieces, which are closer towards my face, they will all go in the same direction. So I'm gonna put them all away from my face just because it's gonna give it a nice kind of like face opening look. So all the layers that frame your face should all go away from your face. It's just gonna complement your face structure a lot more. And now the same thing is gonna happen on the other side. So this part is done and I am going to just run my fingers through it a little bit before I get to the top. Okay, looking good. So now I'm going to put the done pieces behind my head, behind my shoulders, and I'm going to bring this down. I'm gonna brush it out. And then I'm just going to let it fall naturally. So I'm gonna make this line, and I do this thing where I shake my head out and the line just kind of falls. So now I'm just gonna brush out the straight hair, the uncurled hair. So again, we're starting from the back, and this time for this top layer, all of the pieces are going to go away from your face. So I'm going to do the exact same thing I've been doing, just making sure that the hair wraps away from my face, because like I mentioned before, the pieces that go away from your face are just more complementary towards any face structure. And so I'm just grabbing about 1.5 inches of hair and curling that hair away from my face. I'm getting as close as I can to the root for some extra volume, and I'm just repeating that on this top layer. And when I get to the pieces closest to my face, I don't hold for that long. I'm just kind of like holding for 2-3 seconds and then letting go, just because I like for these pieces to look a little bit more relaxed. All right, same thing on this side. All right, I'm gonna bring everything forward, and then using my fingertips, I'm just going to wiggle out the waves. And if I see anything that I don't like, I'm just gonna go in and fix it. So if something is too wavy, I will just grab the curling iron and just pass the heat over the curl while it's straight, and then just kind of relaxes the curl a little bit. Or you can do the opposite, and if you want a little bit more volume, you just pick up a smaller piece of hair and make sure the iron is close to the root, lifting it up so that it has some volume, and then let it go. So now this is just when you like nitpick and just perfect the hair. And I always try to go in and add a little bit more volume. All right, so this is the final look. And one thing that I always spray in my hair is Beach Club, and that's a volumizing spray for extra volume and just kind of like that beachy undone look. So this is the Beach Club, and this also gives a little bit of hold. So I like to lift up at the root and then spray. And you're gonna see how when I spray this side, it's going to be a little bit bigger and fuller than the other side. I also like grabbing my bangs and spraying them in the middle. All right, this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was pretty easy to understand. Let me know if you have any questions at all. I will answer them below. I will link my curling iron and my heat spray and my volumizing spray underneath as well. Thanks again for watching, guys. I will see you next time.